You see me playing defense in Pro Am right now. We in the Jordan Rec, finally getting some games. And then look at this show. Get your ass flat on the ground. I mean, just lay your ass down. Look at this. He's going in the air, and I'm pushing him. And that's a dangerous play in the NBA. I mean, you could get really hurt. Your back is very an important part of your body. You can get spine injuries from that. It's a very dangerous play. And they let us play on. That's what happens when you're in takeover mode sometimes. I mean, I haven't really gotten that much, but you can do a lot of shit in takeover. And even in the beginning of NBA 2K19, when we were getting, a preview of the game and we were seeing some clips of takeover, post scorers and even rebounders such as glass cleaners and other type of rebounders, we're getting some crazy animations, man, especially when they're getting the rebound. I mean, we used to play with glass cleaners on our Pro-Am team, on our arena team, even though we don't have a glass cleaner right now. But we used to play with some glass cleaners on our team, and they used to get some crazy animations to where it's like, is this not an offensive foul? Like, they're literally just shoving niggas aside after they get the rebound and putting it back. I mean, that's what you could do if you got a great glass cleaner on your team. And we were like, Jesus Christ, imagine if we had a glass cleaner every single game in Arena Pro-Am. Someone who could set crazy, ridiculous, Hall of Fame brick wall screens with Hall of Fame bruiser and above a 90 strength. And then we got a pick-and-roll maestro point guard coming up. I mean, could you imagine that? And this is all what people do in Arena Pro-Am. You either got a glass cleaner or you got multiple shops. And, a lot of people are actually using our lineup now. Well, a lot of people we've seen usually have a lockdown defender typically. And the reason is because the lockdown defender in this game is cheese because of the takeover and because of the badges you get and because of how overpowered, defense and defenders are this year, man. Especially the fact that they could shoot. And you know what? I really don't think sharpshooting defenders and even pure lockdowns wouldn't even be shooting as well if they didn't have these badges. And I ain't even gonna lie, even I'm making more threes than I think I should be making. Like, even though I'm open and I have corner specialists, it's like, bruh, I feel like I'm making a little bit over 43% of my 3 points as a pure lockdown defender. And my shot right now, listen, I've been using the same shot for a while since 2K, 16. But this year, I feel like this shot's kind of iffy. So even my shot's not great. But you got sharpshooting defenders. We played the last game against a sharpshooting defender, and he hit like 5 or 7 threes? And this wasn't even in the corner. The nigga was all around the 3-point arc, fluffing that shit in. So the badges in this game combined, you got diamond working. It's a whole bunch of shit going on. It just made me step back and think, right? Because once a lockdown gets take over, it could be over sometimes. I mean, this nigga just be stripping everywhere. You guys know when a pure sharpshooter gets take over. First of all, when anybody on your team on the opposite team gets take over, you're like, you gotta watch that nigga. You gotta keep, like, when a sharpshooter on the opposing team gets a takeover, everybody on the court knows, hey, you better watch that nigga right there. I don't care what we do on defense. If we switching, if we hedging, you gotta watch that nigga. You gotta make sure that nigga don't get open. Because once a pure sharp is already splashing shots. A pure stretch even, but mostly pure sharps, they're splashing some shots because a little hand to the right, a little hand to the left, it's not really a contest. So they're splashing shots nonetheless. You get them in takeover, they're basically going to be unstoppable. Listen, anybody in this game that gets takeover is basically a Super Saiyan. Now, if you don't know what a Super Saiyan is, it's basically a transformation in Dragon Ball Z, the anime. Of course, you can also search it up. But basically, in Dragon Ball Z, once you turn Super Saiyan, you go from you go from your base form into a Super Saiyan. It's like your abilities are being multiplied. It's like your power level goes from 10 and it just jumps to 20. That's a huge difference, almost double. That's a huge difference right there. So basically, anyone that has takeover mode in this game is going Super Saiyan, which makes them go insane. Your abilities become crazy, which is why I've been thinking, right? All this shit is cheese in this game. It makes this game very cheese, and it can also make this game very difficult to play because, as you know, sharpshooting playmakers takeover mode is unbelievable. And then you gotta take into account, once you get to 94 overall, you either get double takeover or you get both your primary and your secondary archetypes takeover. Like, that's OD, bro. But listen, the main point of this video, and I've been talking a lot so far, is 2K needs to include a mode. And this is what, listen, this is another thing, right? I remember one time I brought up my pure shot creator. I know you guys haven't seen the blue-haired pure shot creator in a while, but I brought him out for an arena program game. One of the teammates on my team was like, I don't know, man, that man don't have any badges, bro. Like, where are the badges at? And this is where I'm getting to. It doesn't matter what type of badges I have. I mean, in a certain point it does, but listen, I'm going to perform the same way with or without the badges. I'm going to do the same shit I've been doing. And I did. And I still shot the same. I still shot above 60%. Because what does it matter? Listen, people put so much stock in badges, but here's the thing. The main point of this video. 2K needs to make a mode like Call of Duty, or even a mode like Battlefield, where some of these games have these modes, where you limit the abilities of some of these archetypes, where you either remove the badges completely, or you can also remove takeover mode, and you can call this mode basically hardcore mode. Call of Duty has, I'm pretty sure Call of Duty still has hardcore mode. Battlefield has a hardcore mode where basically they take off the radar. They take off the radar. I mean, think about not having a map in Battlefield. Think about not having a radar in Battlefield. Are you nuts? You don't even know where the fuck you going. But you don't have that, so you don't know where shots are coming from. There's a lot less visibility. There's less HUD on the screen, so you have less things to even understand or look at. It's just a harder mode, and I think 2K should definitely do that, because in Call of Duty, they remove the perks, they remove the kill streaks. That's gonna make people play, have a more, it's more about skill, you know what I'm saying? It's more about one-on-one gunplay, see how you navigate and understand the map. And I think 2K needs to do the same. I mean, I'm not sure a lot of people would play it, but me personally, sometimes I want to take a break from all this foolishness to where they have niggas in takeover mode and have all the badge nonsense going on. Because think about it, right? If you had a mode where there was no badges, no takeover mode, you can actually define the skill of a player. You can actually define the true skill of an individual. And that's similar to the NBA 2K League, and the NBA 2K League Combine, because everyone has the same builds, the same badges, same height, same weight, everything's standardized. But in this mode, you'd have your own player. It'd just be no badges, no takeover mode, no, worry about hotspots, no cold hotspots or hotspots, just normal, regular hotspots or whatever. And you would play a game. And you know what? As boring as that may be, I actually like the sound of that mode, man. I actually like the sound. I want to see how that mode would play out in NBA 2K. Maybe it would be a great mode. Who knows? Or maybe, listen, you don't even have to make it a mode in the game. You have all these events going on where you have, diamonds. You got Dimer. You have all these events. You got Court Conqueror. You got, Park After Dark. You have House Rules. You have the Ruffles 4-point challenge. You have all of these events. I'm pretty sure any one of these weeks or days 2K can make an event. They even have 5v5, which was trash, but 2K can make an event where there's no badges, no takeover mode allowed. I'm pretty sure they can. So what's the harm? Why not? As Chris Smooth says, why not let it fly? Why not? But let me know what you think in the comment section, man. Leave a like for more. I'm out for now. Peace.